So what's it like now for you?
For me,
Yeah?
it's great. Like it's a massive experience. We've been so busy this year, which is a nice thing that we never imagined when we were just starting out as a band. You know, you start playing in your kind of hometown and building up your fan base, and then we got the offer to do Eurosonic.
Why?
I don't know. I think there was a lot of kind of hype around a certain amount of songs that we'd put out, and there was a lot of listeners on Spotify and people checking us out around that type of thing. And then we got offered by a station in Ireland called RTE 2FM, and we got picked to represent Ireland for Eurosonic. And they sent us over with a couple of other bands, and we got over there, and then we were so surprised at how many shows we had to play. We had to play like 12 gigs in like the space of 48 hours, and we were so like we were ready for it as well, which was good, and it just proved to be a really good experience for us, and it opened us up to playing all these type of festivals and giving us the opportunity to play in countries we've never been to before, not even on a holiday, like France and Belgium yesterday with Britpop, and now we're here at Lowlands. So it's been a kind of whirlwind, but it's great to see these places and get to play for all these new crowds and build up our fan base as much as we possibly can.
Before you were selected and there was some sort of buzz going around on internet.
Yeah.
How long did you exist as a band?
We have been a band now for about 3 years.
3 years, but before you actually start a band,
Yeah.
you pick up a guitar.
Yeah.
And what made you decide to pick up a guitar?
I mean, we're from a really small village in Ireland. Mullingar, yeah. And I mean, there's not much to do. You're either into sports, like our Irish kind of local sports, and
what sort of sports?
there's a Gaelic football and hurling. They're the two Irish sports, and we were never really good at it at all. So the only really option for us was to start a band. So like me, Matthew, and Dean, we're in the same class in school, and then Stephen is Matthew's brother, and we were just kind of, you know, we just decided to kind of. Matthew was playing guitar before all of us, and then I started to copy him and learn off him. And then we played in a lot of bands, and we were playing a lot of shows. And then Dean joined the band, and we entered into a competition called Battle of the Bands, and we lost. That was about 5 years ago now. And but we didn't let that knock us or anything. We just wanted to write our own music, and we kept on going. And we started small. We played in a lot of pubs to like 4 or 5 people, and we kept on writing, you know. And then suddenly we started getting a bit of kind of help along the way. People were recognizing our music and sharing it around between friends, and suddenly our shows got bigger and better.
Yeah, but it's just like you said earlier in the interview, that suddenly people were noticing us, but I think it has to do, of course, with the songwriting.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, and can you take us back to the first songs that you wrote, and what happened along the way? Were there certain key songs you wrote that you said, well, now we're making steps?
Yeah, I mean, we were writing songs when we were 14.
Yeah.
In our bedrooms, and they weren't very good. But you know, they're
in hindsight, why weren't they good? And what was good and what wasn't?
I mean, you know, like you're only finding your feet, you know, and you're at such a young age where all music is nearly new to you, and you don't really know who you are, and you're trying to figure that out as you go along, and then you start to develop and you start to learn what you like, I think, and you kind of start feeling what you're feeling. And like we started writing at an age where we were 16, 17, and we were kind of going through a lot of kind of young kind of teenage problems, which seem like the worst thing in the world when you're young, and that's where we started. So to go back to that, yeah, there was songs that when we were young, and there's actually some songs that we still play in our set, and we'll be playing them tonight. Like we released a song called Bear Claws when we were about 17, and we just threw it up on YouTube, and we made a video for it, and it got a couple of thousand views, and that was kind of the start. So there's a lot of kind of fan favorite songs from a few years ago.
But why do you think that is favorite song for the fans, and why do you still play it?
I mean, you don't want to lose that kind of youth you had at the start, because you're always writing songs. Like, we're a band for 4 years now, so it's like, of course the sounds are going to change and stuff, but we haven't even got out to the world. That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
We're trying to, so every time somebody sees us, we want to give them what we think is our best.
No, but I mean, what I'm looking for is, why did that song resonate to people, and why is it for you still a good song to play? So it must have something.
Yeah, I mean, like, we always try and write the hookiest and catchiest songs, and we don't shy away from that. We like big choruses, and people responded to that when we were young, and I guess that's the reason why we play it, why we play our songs that we were writing when we were 17, and we'll continue to do that. We'll keep on trying to write the catchiest songs we possibly can.
And why do you want to write catchy songs?
Catchy songs, because there's nothing better than when somebody can sing your song back to you. That's the best feeling that you can get.
And who is good at it? Who is?
Noel Gallagher's pretty good at it.
Yeah?
Yeah, Noel Gallagher, the Arctic Monkeys. We like that type of thing. Just that kind of big chorus that can't be denied, I guess, is what we're kind of aiming to get at.
And do you know when you write a song when it has this?
I think you get a feeling, like that happens. Like, for instance, when we wrote our song "Different," I mean, we kind of, it's a strange one because you have to be kind of confident about your songwriting, and you also have to be very harsh. So I think when you have a good chorus, I think we know when we have it.
Yeah.
But I mean, you write so many songs, there's going to be a few, Yeah. But you always get that feeling about a song that you fall in love with, that idea that you get in your head late at night when you're trying to come up with something, and then you just know it's going to work.
And how important are the words for you, the lyrics?
Lyrics are like a very key part for me. Like, I like to write about personal experiences. And,
Why?
Sorry?
Why?
Why? I just find, you're playing the songs every night, or as you play them over and over again, and I mean, they have to have some form of you have to relate to them in some way for yourself to be able to sing them every night, because it needs to be important. If it's important to you, it's going to be important to somebody else,
And what triggered the song, the lyrics to Different?
The lyrics to Different is kind of a situation of two people who come together who are from two different kind of paths in life, and it's kind of exploring that situation of having somebody who understands what you do and you understand what they do, and you love them for it. I think that's definitely what the message of that song is.
And can you share who you wrote it about?
I wrote it for like anybody who I've kind of had an experience with, like from friends and family, and just kind of watching relationships grow throughout my whole life. I mean, from like my sisters to my uncles and all this stuff. That's kind of them type of relationships that have helped us all the lads in the band grow,
And is it hard to be really honest in your lyrics?
I mean, you could, it sometimes can be. It's a brave thing to do, and I applaud anybody who does it. But it is. I think it is very important for bands to really want to say something, in the musical style that they want to. I think that's the way to do it, and for people to really enjoy your music and understand where you're coming from, and in result that will kind of, help you, and you'll get through it, and you can help people get through some problems that they're going through.
And what is the honesty behind the song Mixtape, 2003?
Mixtape is it's a nostalgia kind of song, looking back, and that's actually the lyric, and it's just kind of a song. It's actually a song about music in general, and like kind of when we were growing up and listening to new bands, like hearing the Strokes for the first time, and and like Kings of Leon and the Killers, and that kind of the good old indie rock days, I think. And I kind of wanted a song about that. I wanted to be able to. I just missed that music. I feel like it's lost, and there's a lot of great bands doing it at the moment, and I maybe feel that there's not enough recognition in guitar music in a worldwide kind of way. So I just thought that, you know, because we've been doing it for 3-4 years now, and I just thought it'd be a nice song to kind of throw it back to that kind of the old rock and roll days.
How come those days are more or less over now?
Well, I don't mean that they're completely gone, because there is tremendous bands like who are playing amazing guitar music and stuff. But if we look at like the top 40 and stuff, it's, you know, it's dominated, and I think, you know, we're trying to bring it back. That's what we want to do. We want to show people the beauty of guitar music.
When will your album be released?
We're currently very hectic with the touring and gigging, which we're loving, but in a way that makes it hard to get into the studio and stuff. But we're looking to record the album hopefully by the end of the year, and hopefully release it in the new year. And so we've got a bit of time now to when we get the gigging out of the way, we'll probably get into the studio and just kind of start working on the songs and just what's the best way to write them and produce them, and hopefully that'll be it. You know, we'll probably make it and just make sure we're extremely happy with it, and then just put it out to the world and hopefully get to come back here and play to all these amazing people again.
Do you have an album title or a working title already?
We have a couple of titles. Nothing that we can really say, because the other lads will probably kill me. But we have a few ideas, and we're just gonna try to keep it young and fun, and just pop guitar music. That's the plan.
That's good. Thank you.
Thank you.